grab this because I need it. So, yeah. How was your week, man?
Good week. Good week. No need for Red Bull, fortunately, for me.
No. Do you drink this?
Quiet week? No, never.
No.
I mean, I had it, a long time ago when it was cool to, maybe in a local watering hole establishment back in the day. You mix it with some stuff and you would stay up all night.
Ice, right?
Yes, yeah, ice. Yeah, just ice. But I'm a long ways from that. So, good week.
I don't drink this to be cool. I drink this to
function,
stay alive. Oh man,
it's a long weekend for you. So the shows were good.
Yeah, shows were good. The first night, the crowd was like half filled.
Yep.
Which is, I don't care about that. You still gotta bring the 110%, and
of course,
if you're being funny, it sounds like it's a full room. Yeah. But the crowd Friday night, they were like afraid to laugh.
Okay, no one wanted to be the leader.
Even though I stopped everything and I was like, it's okay to I can see you laughing, but you don't need to cover your face. And you came to a comedy show, dude.
Gotcha.
And then Saturday night was sold out, and that was a real fun show.
Good.
And I tend to black out when I'm doing comedy. I think it's like a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
And I found that doing comedy and playing hockey, when I'm just playing pickup, I still forget the entire game.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to people after, and they're like, yeah, on that breakaway. I was like, I had a breakaway?
In the zone. You're in the zone.
So I just shut my brain off so I don't have to deal with it.
That's a good trait.
But yeah, it was fun.
Good.
And
sweet. I'm excited for you.
How did you had an alumni game?
We had an alumni game Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. So that was we pulled it out in the end. It was close down to the wire. We had a tough team against us. So I think it was 8-8 with I think we were down 8-6 actually with about 10 or 11 minutes left, and then we got it to 8-8, and then we squeezed a couple out at the end too. So we kind of turned it on at the end. Guys were didn't want to lose the first one of the season. So
it's not often that you guys lose, if at all.
I've lost. Yeah, I lost one last year. We got the brakes beaten off us by a young team. The problem is that you get the kids that are 22, 23. That's pretty young. If the whole team's like that and you don't get any saves in net, you can get ugly. But yeah, that was the only one I've lost. So we usually keep it close in the first half and kind of wear everyone down with our passing, and we're pretty good at letting the puck
kind of sit on the ropes. And
yeah. It's kind of a rope-a-dope. You can see a lot of guys. A lot of teams do too much skating in the first half, and we're just going to cruise and move the puck. And so it was good. It was a good weekend. Couple quiet nights, so movies and hanging out, and I feel that's why no Red Bull today. I feel well.
And we're here before hours because we like to get out early before the crowds come in.
I would imagine 6 hours. This place will be pretty busy and loud. Obviously, it's a big sports weekend here. And McDavid's in town. He's obviously, arguably the best player in the entire world. So
yeah, we don't see a lot of him.
No, unfortunately. But it'd be fun to go watch him tonight. I think he'll be flying. So
I refuse to acknowledge him as one of the best in the world just because he's younger than me, and it bothers me.
A lot younger.
Everybody, a lot younger.
Everyone who's the best. In
I don't
know
that's when it happened. Tyler Sagan was the first one where I was like,
yeah, it's hard to. Yeah, I know.
You're a month younger than me.
Yeah, I was like that 5, 6, 7 years ago, where I was and mostly in other sports. Mostly other sports where you're football guys, or whether it's golfers, it's no, you're not allowed. These kids aren't allowed to be good. That are younger than me.
Yeah, I'm I knew how to skate before you were born. How did?
That's right. But now that's all out the window because everybody in every sport are 22 and the best in the world. It's crazy.
It's feeling old. I don't. It's not because I'm bitter. It is. But it's, I want to make the team so bad still.
Yeah.
I still have this vision that when they have the emergency goalies come in, and it's like, oh yeah, he was at his day job being an accountant, now he's in net for the Blackhawks. I always have that daydream that I'm like at a game, and then someone there that knows me is like, suit up, let's go. And now I'm thinking like, well, if we're at a game, why would they ask me? They'd just go to you.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
But that'd still be awesome.
It would be.
Did you get in there one more time?
I'm on the list,
I
was on the list last year. That if like they have someone go down and I'm within 25 minutes of the game, if they can't, if Providence is in Texas and both goalies go down, or 1.5 goalies go down, and they need someone to sit on the bench, and they can reach out to me, or like I'm able to do that. I got a call a couple years ago about going to practice, but there's no way I'm doing that. I would be a little unsure, but I would probably sit on the bench for a game. But to go to practice, and
it was like a couple years ago you got a call?
Yeah, it must have been 2 seasons ago, where they're like, we need a guy, and I was on the list already. And
I think I remember that practice. There was a high school kid out there.
Yeah, it was probably they asked me the night before, and I was like, no, I'm not having, it's not worth it for free to get charged shooting on me anymore. I've already gone way past that, so there's no thrill in that.
Have Marshy crash into you on purpose?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the firefighters that show up in practice and how the guys shoot on those guys, and I have no interest in being that guy. They would be fun for those guys. It's amazing and cool, and you get to go and hang out in the room and stuff. But
been there,
done that, and
graduated.
Yes, fortunately. So maybe if if one of the other sports called, I'd probably be interested. But go hit batting practice or something. That's fun.
I'd be afraid of that.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't want Chris Sale throwing BP.
I don't even like I won't do the batting cages at the carnival. Yeah. I'm terrified of those. I'm like, who's running this? I don't trust the math on this.
It's so funny you say that, because now with the kids, and there's a one on the Cape where we'll go down, and like my 9-year-old just jumps right in, like no fear, and I'm like, all it takes is the machine to veer a little bit. Those balls knuckle, like he takes that on the hand. It's
like, I don't know who calibrated that.
Yeah, that's right. Like, who knows what's going on? So, yeah, it's funny. Like, when a long time ago, those were no big deal, but now they seem like death traps.
Yeah. 100%. Like, the older you get, the more everything becomes terrifying. I'm like, I can't do rides at carnivals anymore. Won't do those. Won't do bumper cars.
Not even bumper cars, huh?
No.
Really? I'll go. I won't. I've never been a ride the teacups and stuff like at carnivals, because I hate the spinning. But I'll still go on a roller coaster.
That I haven't done that since I've been like 20. So I
might be out of that too.
I might be, because I went on a swing set this summer. Not a good time. That drop on a roller coaster feeling?
Yeah.
That was just going back and forth on a swing, and I was like, what happened?
You might be done.
It was I guess those concussions really got to me. This isn't a good sign.
Equilibrium's a mess. But Edmonton's good.
But it's fun to see McDavid come in, and Luch, whenever he comes back. I think this town still hasn't gotten over that breakup. I feel like everyone is kind of like, you're still a Bruin.
I think he'll be one of those guys who never has to pay for a meal in the North End for his life.
That whole team.
All those guys. Yeah, you're right. And he was a big part of that. So, I'm sure he's excited to be back. I know they've been in town for 3 or 4 days. So
I saw that. He was getting a tattoo somewhere over. I followed this tattoo artist that tats up all the...
Gotcha.
They all have sleeves now.
I know. That is something to talk about, because that is incredible to me. Like, how everybody, guys that I played with that I never would have thought they were that guy. Yeah. And everyone has them now. It's really quite a...
I think Bergeron has a few, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem
got
like
a
the
short
kind of...
sleeve. No, that was the one I didn't know if he was going to out him on it. But I saw him at a golf tournament. I'm like, Bergie, you got a sleeve now, man. How'd that happen?
What?
Yeah. So it's quite the fashion. They're they're soccer, football divas, stars now.
Yeah.
Like all the guys in Europe. that have the sleeves.
I guess they say once you get one, it's addicting, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I remember. I mean, guys used to get them back in the day, and that they're kind of one and done, or you do the shoulder, the old school. But yeah, the fact that I'm kind of fortunate because I probably would have been that guy. I would have just went for it.
Yeah,
got the sleeve, and possibly would have regretted it later down the line.
The next day.
Not that. Yeah, maybe when I was like 45. Like I could still pull the sleeve maybe now, but I could see not being as comfortable in a golf shirt.
Yeah,
in another 10 or 11 years.
But it's crazy that like you said, every single person has it. Like I wasn't expecting that, and then when I first started going in the locker room, I was like, really? It's not just Sagan with it, huh? It's everybody. And then like just bad tattoos too, where
I've never gotten close enough to them, so I don't know what they got going. But I'm like, how do guys have enough to put in there? For the most part, they just play hockey all the time. So it's like,
I for sure would. That's why I don't have any tattoo. I don't even have a single one. Everyone my age has like from the neck down. And I'm like, even if I just get like a shamrock, I was going to get a shamrock on my honeymoon because I was hammered, but then
the shamrock's tough.
And then my wife was like, well, let's research it. And I was like, that's not fun. That's not, why are we going to look for the best price and the healthiest? We just got to go for it.
Not do it.
And that's what happened.
That's right. That was what a miss. What a miss.
But so I think the next episode we do, we're gonna do sleeves. We're gonna we're gonna get sleeves.
That's not gonna happen on my end. Pony up, but I'll watch you do it all day. Or we could just hang out in there and watch someone else, just random.
Yeah,
do it.
We'll kidnap someone.
Yeah, and they're more than enough willing, obviously.
Pat them up.
But yeah, sleeves are a thing. It's funny. It's a really interesting. Probably a really big story. No, the only guy who had a sleeve when I played was Felix Potvin, which was random too.
He was kind of
everyone
older.
Would have thought, huh? He was. So he was like, he was a punk guy though. So he was into music, and he was growing up in Montreal. Like he had the Doc Martens, and that's what he was. That was his thing.
Really,
him and his wife were. So he had like those. Yeah, he had like sleeves, but it wasn't like a modern sleeve. It was like, a punk rock sleeve. It was cool. He was
like one that you would see at CBGB's.
Cool. Yeah. No, exactly what it was. And he had the oil hair. Like he was awesome. He was really cool, and he just did his own thing. And he was the only guy that I remember. Like, and that was like a shocking thing.
Yeah,
it's about 15 years ago. So the cat was cool.
The cat. Yeah. Matt Bolesky seemed like he was a little punk too. Like not a little punk, but I mean like that was his style.
Matty's he married a girl from my hometown, so I've known Matt a long time. He played in my hometown juniors, so he's a little not like Felix though. Like Felix, I mean like all in. Where Matt's Canadian, just kind of like
it's like newer punk.
Yeah. Like the nowadays, like more of a surfer. No, he's more Cali.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because he played in Anaheim. That's
you'd see him at Warped Tour or something.
Yes, exactly. He'll be at, he's in Huntington Beach, kind of like that, Newport Beach.
Oh, okay.
Kind of, whereas Cat is CBGB,
He's like, you'll find him in an alley, but you'll see.
Yeah. And Matty's at the surf.
Oh, okay.
Contest.
I guess that makes sense too, especially with some of his tattoos. Like when I was saying bad tattoos, not saying it's bad, but just didn't make sense to me. Like he had a giant I think Asian.
He did that in China.
Did he?
We were on our trip.
Oh, I was
with him in China with him, and he did that while we were over there. He had it
was an aggressive.
He actually
symbol.
did some research, and the guys brought him over there. I remember. I forgot about it. So you just said that. Yeah, he did that over there, and it was like, whoa, that's awesome. And, whoa, you're nuts. And how'd you do that in Beijing?
Looked like it took some time too.
He was gone all afternoon, and so man, I forgot he did that. But yeah, he's awesome. We had a bunch of fun over there.
So he married someone from
my town.
Belleville.
Yeah.
Belleville. Yeah. I always say it wrong.
It's close. So yeah, he played junior there, and then married a girl that was at the high school. I mean, obviously much younger than me, but same high school we went to. So.
Oh, okay.
Small world.
He'll still end up back in Boston. I feel like everyone that plays in Boston ends up back here. Where I'm like, even if I'm like, you only played a season here, and you moved like Iggy bought a house here.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, lots of guys. A lot of it's, I mean, so you'll get two things. You'll get the younger guys who end up, like myself, playing here and meeting a girl from here, who the girls obviously never leave here.
Yeah.
If you're from here, you typically don't leave. I haven't met too many girls that have left. And my wife certainly wasn't. Or you get the older guys that have families that went to school here and then they left and they realize how great the schools are, how great the towns are.
So it's more
and then
of
they
those,
come back.
Yeah.
So you get one or the other. You get the young guys like me who are here that come back later because their wife's from here.
Yeah.
Or
and
you
they get to pick.
Older guys like Iggy who are here and then left, but their kids went to school here, and they, again, it's the best schools, the best way. Now that I have kids, I realize like it's a great place to raise your kid. So many options compared to what we're used to, in our smaller towns back home in Canada. So that's why you get so many guys here.
Yeah, and it's a big hockey town too. So
it is. Yeah, guys can, still use their hockey to do other things.
I've always known that there's a lot of Boston area players, people from here in the NHL, but I feel like it's becoming more and more where you're either from Canada, Minnesota, or the Boston area.
Yeah.
In the NHL. And in the Ottawa game, I was like, Mike Condon's from Holliston. Mm-hmm. You got Wagner. There's a bunch of others. I just forgot. Grizzlick. And then it was a bunch.
On top of it, you get the guys that went to school here too that you almost adopt. You get Brady Tkachuk. There's a lot of Boston names that not
McAvoy.
Necessarily actually from here.
Yeah.
But went to school here that get adopted by, that have basically been here since they're 18. So you get that as well. And there's a lot of that. But there's basically pockets. You get here. Florida has a big group of expats, NHLers. Dallas has a big guys go back there, and then California. So those are kind of like the four spots where, and it's obviously spread across the country where guys end up. There's not too many other places that have the same amount of guys, retired guys in the area. So
what are you going to be for Halloween?
Great question. The kids sell I have a mask. I have an old person mask, like a scary, freaky old guy mask with an I Love Bingo hat attached to it that the kids make me wear all the time. And, I had that on this morning. They get it out as soon as I get up, and they love.
Good morning. Put this on. We need you.
Exactly. So I'm more than likely to put that on rather than just dressing up. I've done that the last few years, and I can still have a beverage through the mouth of it. It still works. So when I'm walking around and all the dads are pulling wagons, that's kind of how our neighborhood is. So it's fun. I also have a stormtrooper outfit from 12, 13 years ago that the kids have seen and they want me to put it, that comes up too. So it's one of those two things. The kids dictate it.
Like the stormtrooper,
the white guy,
is it like the armor?
No, it's not the full. It's
not like Comic-Con quality.
No. This is.
I was was this a Halloween costume or was it?
Yeah, this is a pure Halloween costume from, one of the team parties we had a long time ago. So more than likely the mask, but I do have a couple backups. So we've kept Halloween parties in the NHL were the biggest thing.
Really?
Yeah, that was the party of the year, and everyone did it up. And guys do it up still now, but guys aren't as much likely to go out and have drinks as much as they used to anymore.
Yeah.
And
now it's social media,
and it's younger people too. Yeah, this used to be the big deal for the husband and wives, and somebody would have it at their house, and it was blowout central.
Really,
yeah, because you get all the new guys. No one really knew. The season would start, and then this is the first time to actually get together as a big group.
It's like an icebreaker,
and always fun. We had epic ones in Toronto. We had two of the craziest, but the two best parties I've ever been to were probably in Toronto.
Really? Whose house?
Matt Sundin had it at his house. Okay. Yeah, so it was Matt didn't mess around. We had everything in there. So it was it was crazy stuff. So like I said, I have a tickle trunk and my wife of costumes that we kept over the years. So
Oh, that's awesome.
So the kids. So I'm glad you asked, because Halloween's really fun. In our house. You? What do you got?
I have nothing. I
You're
got
not even
nothing.
bother.
I always want to, but I have no reason to.
Nowhere to go. Yeah.
Yeah, like our old apartment. We used to live in Dover, New Hampshire, and there was like 80 bars walking distance that would like do Halloween pub crawls.
And
stuff like that. But I never had like the time to go out and get a good costume.
Yeah.
And then even like this year, I was going to do the Grinch.
Yeah.
Because our dog looks like Max from the Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah, that's good.
And I was like, all right, we're doing this. She's getting an antler. You're going to be Cindy Lou Who.
Yeah.
And then I was like, where are we going to go, though? There's nowhere to go. We don't have any friends. And I was like, all right, let's not get the... But I've always wanted to, like, do a Halloween party like that. Like, once I get a house, installing a pool, Halloween party...
Perfect.
Christmas 6 months out of the year.
Yeah. Starting right after Halloween.
Day after.
Till the next 6 months. Yeah.
So I have a few ideas every year, but I never have an excuse.
Yep.
So probably nothing this year again.
You should just start crashing like office parties or something like that. The radio's got to have maybe Halloween party. No,
they did have them.
Or you could come to the Greatest Bar Halloween party, and
that is true.
Just sit right here in the corner in your Grinch
with my dog.
That's it.
I know this is against the health code, but leave me alone.
This is my costume.
I've been planning this for 6 years.
Costume.
So yeah, I'm probably not going to do anything. But the next thing I do, it's probably going to be the Grinch.
Yep.
But when I do Halloween, like when I was a kid, I would pick the most difficult one, and then I would go all out and make my parents like learn how to do the makeup. Like I treated it like Hollywood.
Yeah.
One year I was an old guy, and I had my mom do like practice runs on the makeup with the bald cap and everything. So when Halloween came, people thought I was an actual old guy, and awesome. I was like walking around like pretending I was falling down, and people were panicking, and I was like, why did... That was like the highlight of my year.
That's
and I was
amazing.
like, just because I got to not be me, I don't know.
You're all in. All in.
So if I do the Grinch, it's got to be like the same makeup Jim Carrey wore.
Yeah. You're Jim Carrey. What kind of an actor is that?
Method actor.
Yes. There you go. You're a method actor, huh? For Halloween.
Method actor that gets no roles. Need a new agent.
Yeah.
Isaiah.
On that. Isaiah.
Avalanche fan.
Yeah, that's right.
So, do you have any like Halloween parties, or is it just walking around with them?
We just cruise the neighborhood now. So it's our neighborhood has tons of kids, so it's like everyone is out in the streets and there's no cars. They put the barricades up, so it's
really.
So you can't drive down, so kids can just kind of go. So it's super.
That's pretty cool.
Super fun. Most people, like even like at this point now, we just put candy on the front porch.
Oh, you do that? You do that?
And shockingly, there's none there when we get back. No
really?
matter what? Yeah, imagine that.
How many trick or treaters do you think it lasts?
You know what? For the most part, the kids are pretty good. Like, there's not a lot of older kids when we're out, so it's not like, not the teenager who takes like the whole bucket as like funny.
Whenever I see that, I'm like, for sure, that's not going to work.
Yeah. No, we were out like at 5 o'clock, 5:30, I was going to say, and like back at 6:15. So it's all little kids that are out there that would be too nervous to like dump the whole bucket. Their parents are still standing at the end of the driveway.
Yeah.
That, if they come back with a whole bucket, they're in trouble.
We've been to 2 houses.
Yeah, that's right. I gotcha.
There's no way every house had Kit Kat. Why is it filled with one candy?
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, we don't have an issue with that, or we haven't yet. And by the time our kids are old enough to go at 6 to 7, the later shift, we'll be sitting on our porch having a cocktail by ourselves while the kids are running around doing whatever they do.
I had an issue with that when I was a kid. I was like 8th grade, and I was out trick-or-treating. Shouldn't be in 8th grade.
No.
That was like the last year where it was like, let's try and squeeze one more.
Yeah.
And went with my friends out, and they were jerks. And we got to a house that had that. They emptied it into theirs. I was kind of far behind.
Yeah.
the house owners saw that happen, and the guy tried to hit us with his car.
That's a problem.
But then I found out he was just trying to get me. And then he got out of the car and started chasing me, and I was like,
I have no candy.
I just have a face that's like, he did it. It was his idea.
Association.
Yeah, just guilty by my face, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Did he get you, or?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no.
I had to give him half my candy.
No kidding. That's a tough beat.
Never went trick-or-treating.
That'll be enough, yeah.
It's like, that wasn't worth it.
Yeah, Halloween is much different than when I was a kid. It was like mayhem in my town when I was a kid. It was like survival mode between the paper towel or the toilet paper and the eggs and people stealing.
That was an actual thing.
Oh, it was a full-on thing. Yeah,
I never saw that in real life.
Yeah. No, we would like, and I got over. I was the same way. Like I was done. Really over it, because I think like the formative years, like when you could actually go out on your own, but it was like scary because there were like older kids that were like stealing candy and stuff. It was like
and trying to steal your candy.
Oh yeah, not people's houses, like ours. Like you're running through parks and fences, and it was again, these are like older brothers, so it wasn't the end of the world, but it was still like traumatic, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Like, even if you're in third grade, if a sixth grader's chasing you.
No, it's a big deal. Yeah, that's a really big deal. I mean, nothing's going to happen, but it's a big deal. If that older brother's group of friends are 2 years older are threatening your candy.
It's like a whole different generation back then.
Yeah. It was like completely different back then. So yeah, it's much more fun and laid back now.
Yeah, so we'll have to come to the Halloween party, or I will. You'll
or you could stroll our neighborhood too, just be in that random Grinch.
I like your neighborhood.
Yeah, you could just stroll.
I'll come and do that.
Stroll in the Grinch,
especially now that I know that they barricade the streets.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you're good.
Super safe.
It is. Nobody's going to hit you with their car.
That was an issue. That's why I feel safe.
Yeah, there you go.
So, before we go, did you see the Conor McGregor fights at all?
Yeah, how about that guy, huh? Khabib? I did not watch it live, but I woke up, I was up real early in the morning Sunday and was fascinated and watched all the highlights I could find. And
mostly the post-fight stuff?
Oh, yeah, completely post-fight. I like the jump off the top of the fence, 2-foot drop kick was quite something.
He's probably going to get suspended, but I think best thing he could have done for his career.
Oh, certainly, yeah. No, I think I know who he is now much more than I did prior to the fight. And then the other guy that I loved was his buddy in the red shirt that came in and smoked Conor over the top.
From behind.
Yeah. So that guy had, he was fortunate probably not to get grabbed by Mr. McGregor, or the fact that McGregor was probably
exhausted from getting choked
out of it. Probably. He was probably really lucky actually that he didn't get trampled or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that must have been a scary thing to be kind of trying to get oxygen to your brain again. And have like 100 people around you out of nowhere.
And he got attacked from both sides too.
Yeah, two guys. The guy in the red and another guy.
Brothers?
Okay.
Or I'm not sure, but I think the guy in red is an actual UFC fighter.
Gotcha.
So that was a trained punch.
Yeah, that wasn't. Yeah, no, that's not cool.
Not a UFC fighter anymore.
Obviously, no one's going to admit it, but a great thing for the UFC because they've been in the news for an extra 6 days, especially on a football NFL Sunday, and they were like
the main story
on Monday of all sports shows. So.
I mean, it was the most watched UFC fight I think ever, but I bet it's probably the most like rewatched.
Yes,
fight.
I've never pulled up a highlight on YouTube for a rewatch.
No,
not even McGregor Mayweather.
I was just praying that McGregor won, just because he's such a jerk, but I love it. I mean, it's all part of the act.
Now, does he have? I didn't watch the fight. Does he have I'm assuming they're going to make a rematch out of this because it's so lucrative. Will he get smoked again, or?
McGregor, he usually doesn't the second time around. Like when he fought Nate Diaz, lost, and then same thing, submission. I don't think McGregor's ever been knocked out, but the second time around, he can calculate and really see that's where I went wrong. We can't let it go 4 rounds because I get exhausted, and that's where I lose and make mistakes.
So he'll just go for it.
I think so, but you got to see if Khabib is even allowed to fight.
Yeah.
In the near future, which I think he will be. even if it's 2 years.
Yeah,
That's definitely
can McGregor fight in 2 years though. He'll be old then, no?
No, he just turned 30, so I think.
But he'll have to fight other guys between now and then, though, right?
Yeah,
which I'm sure he doesn't want to. I'm sure he'll want a payday.
Yeah, he wants. Well, there's other fights that I would rather see than an immediate rematch with Habib, like Nate Diaz, the trilogy and they actually hate each other so much, just like
so these two. A good one too.
Yeah, so the first one, Nate Diaz won. Second one, McGregor won, and everyone was waiting for that fight before he even fought Floyd.
Yeah.
So that's...
Has he been dodging him?
Not dodging him. It just hasn't been... The fight wouldn't make sense in the rankings, I think. Gotcha. I'm not exactly how that works. I'm not really good with, like, the... When people are like, well, he can't fight him until he fights Tony Ferguson.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
but
understand.
why? I want to see that one.
That's
like,
the one that's going to make money.
Well, there's no title on the line. So I'm like, all right. Okay. But it'll probably be Nate Diaz, then maybe one more, and then that rematch will probably happen. Okay.
So we got to wait a while.
Yeah, so that suspension, I think, at least gives us 3 more McGregor fights.
Yep.
Not that he'll win them, because I think...
That makes sense, too. Dana, that wouldn't put it past him to figure that out. You know, that might be...
He's a business guy.
He certainly is. He's very smart at that. So that'll be convenient for him.
Yeah.
To make McGregor fight a little bit longer.
And I haven't been able to watch any of the fights live because I'm always doing something, and I was on stage for that fight.
Oh, that's right.
And then I completely forgot about it.
Till Sunday? Or no, till Monday.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Like I said, at the end of every single one of these, I'm always like, maybe next time we'll have a studio. But
getting closer.
We're still looking, and
I like this setup here.
You do?
Yeah, the penalty box.
I like it too.
Bruins. Nice to the Greatest Bar to let us crash.
Yeah, thanks to the Greatest Bar, Julie, for having us, Kayla, and I mean, we'll keep doing it here until they kick us out.
Yeah, they keep having us,
and see if we can figure out how to pop those kegs open. But yeah, so we got Bruins Oilers tonight. We're not going to make a prediction.
No way. Not even touching the prediction. And then at home again on Saturday. Early game Saturday now. It's the Red Wings, so that probably favors the home team, the afternoon game. So hopefully a couple big wins, and the Bees will be off and rolling.
And then they're off to the west coast of Canada, I believe, to play all the teams that they're playing this week.
Yeah.
And then you got Nesson coming up.
Nesson's next month, I'm going to do a couple BC games, which will be kind of fun.
Ooh.
Before that, so I'll get a bit of a
doing color?
I'm going to do color for the actual game for those, which will be cool. And then, Nesson in a month from now. So
beautiful.
I'm watching and paying attention intently.
Taking
Looking
notes.
Forward to it. Yeah, I can't wait to get on there again. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then on the show, Maddie and Nick, we got Howie Rosenblatt coming on, so look out for that. I mean, that'll probably already happen before this comes out. And then, do you know Howie Rosenblatt?
No.
Oh, he's a scrapper in the minors.
Gotcha.
Providence and the Mallards, if that's a team.
Nice.
In the
Old school.
So he'll be on for talking about the ALS charity hockey game that we're doing. I'll put a link in the video for that we're doing in Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh, great.
With Brian Berard and Mark Eaton.
Yeah.
That's a name?
Yeah.
Right? Sorry.
The good Rhode Island boys.
And, so we'll do that. We'll have to have you come back in the studio, too.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah. And
that's fun. No obscure metal movies from like 1980.
I'll control the questions this time.
Yeah, that was a tough beat. Contra, whatever that is.
Yeah, it was like that and Rocky movie lines. So no one's watched Rocky 4. What do we... Let's get some questions people will know.
Yeah, Rambo and stuff. I haven't watched those, so...
Yeah, so I'll control the questions. We'll go over them before.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right, so Breaking the Ice, Josh Dolan, Andrew Raycroft, and we'll see you next time.
Got it.